Good morning. I'm going to try to film this quickly because my neighbor has finally stopped using his power tools and the traffic on the road is starting to pick up, as you can hear. So today I'm going to take you around my cottage garden and I'm going to show you some of the things that are blooming right now. It's almost June 1st. June 1st is tomorrow, so probably when you're seeing this video. And I wanted to just give you a peek at what is coming on. My cottage garden is totally a work in progress, and this isn't gonna really be like an overview of the whole thing. This is just gonna be pieces that are looking really good right now. For some of these plants, the end of May, start of June is really their time to shine, and if I don't capture them now, like if I wait till rose season, they just won't be here. So I'm starting to get some rose buds. I don't have any blooms yet, but they are coming. They're coming soon, and that's going to be a fun video. So if you enjoy this kind of thing, like and subscribe, because I'm not sure exactly when those videos are going to come out. They depend on the plants, and I will look for you on those next videos. Hope you enjoy this one. Okay, a huge part of maintaining continuous blooms in the summer is to make sure that you go through and deadhead a little bit as blooms start to fall off and new ones start to come on. This is a white bleeding heart, or Dicentra alba, and it's about, I think, 3 years old, and it is just beautiful. This year it is bigger than ever, and I just love it. It's lovely. Next to it I have a rose called Eden. This is a gorgeous pink and white climber. I think it's also called Pierre de Rosard. And climbing up through it is a clematis called Madame Maria. I've got some anemone in there. I believe that's pink anemone. And again, this clematis climbing up this Eden rose on the fence and into this rose on the other side that's called Carding Mill. You can see I've got a lot of aphid pressure right now. I don't usually get too fussed about aphids. They are more of a nuisance than anything, especially on established roses. The only thing I really do to combat these is to come through with my hose and just sort of blast them off. This rose, I believe, is called Pope John Paul II. I lost the tag on this one. I know it's a grafted rose, and I have very few grafted roses, and I'm pretty sure that's Pope John Paul, which is a creamy floribunda type. One thing I love about cottage gardens, and I think that it's kind of one of the foundational principles of cottage gardening, is all the layers that occur either because you intended it or on accident. And this little collection of spearmint and strawberries and the Adirondack ferns and all the incredible greens is a really good example. This rose, Claire Austin, I've got some worm pressure here. The worms are going to start showing up soon, and that is the only thing that I treat for in my garden. Otherwise, I'm fully organic. This clematis is called America. It was a gift from a really good friend, and I just love it. Oh my gosh. It is so delicate and beautiful. The little pink striations in the petals. Oh. I think I cut this one down quite a bit this spring, and it has just exploded. It is running all through this rose. I believe this rose is Crown Princess Margareta. Yes, it's Crown Princess Margareta. This rose is enormous. It's so much bigger than I thought it was going to be, and she may need to go somewhere else at some point, but for now, she's here. This native bee is really enjoying this clematis. And as I mentioned, this rose is called Crown Princess Margareta. She's kind of an apricot color. Next to her, we have Huntington Rose. These are both David Austins. Actually, all three of them, Claire, Margareta, and Huntington, are all David Austins. And I have another Claire Austin here. These are some volunteers, and I am pretty sure that they are verbascums or mullions. They could be foxgloves because I've had foxgloves in here before, but I'm pretty sure they're verbascums given how tall and spindly they are. This is one of my wild and free boxwoods. And then I have a clematis here that I just don't remember the name of. It was an impulse buy at some random nursery. I know it's a light pink, and I know that this climbing rose, which is called White Dawn, is white, as the name suggests. So I think it will be really pretty when this clematis ends up clambering through this arch with the white rose. And you can see some buds on her. Behind this arch, those windows are my parlor windows. So when you see my videos and I'm in the parlor, this is the garden that it looks out upon. How pretty the light is coming through those leaves. And behind it, the beech tree, and to the right, a beautiful maple tree. We've got some Solomon seal here. It really reminds me of Bleeding Heart, the way the little flowers dangle down. And this is the end of its season. I didn't catch it when it was in its prime. Candy tuft. And an empty planter waiting for something to fill it. Another wild and happy boxwood. And through that is this amazing rose called Désiré Parmentier. And this rose I moved last year from a more shady location into this one, and I think she is really happy about it. Look at the buds on this beauty. I think she's gonna give us an incredible show. I'm so excited. I have such a passion for old roses, and she is just divine. Now look at these little bitty pollinators here. See, if you want pollinators in your garden, choose the old varieties. They have such amazing fragrance and pollen, and they do attract bees. Underneath these roses, we have thyme. I need to dig all these leaves out. I leave them for quite a while because they provide good coverage against weed pressure, but it's time to move them out. We've got some more Solomon seal here. It's so pretty. I love the green and cream colored little blossoms. And then there's some Siberian iris that we zipped by under there. That looks like it's overcrowded, so I think I may need to move that. Oh, there it is. The fence needs another coat of paint too. And this rose here is another David Austin. It's called Generous Gardener. And I'm hoping to train that over the fence. And then we have our beech tree that I talk about all the time. We have a photo of this little tree when she was planted. She's just divine. She clearly needs to have that branch cut out. And next year she has an appointment with the hairdresser, our wonderful arborists who are going to come and give her a deep clean. They manually climb the tree with these really gentle shoes, and they go through basically almost like with hand pruners and clean them out. It's amazing. They're really good to old trees. Okay, next rose here along the fence is called Litchfield Angel. This is also a David Austin rose. She is bigger this year than I've ever seen her, so I think she's feeling good where she's planted. And then if I had to pick a favorite, it might be Madame Hardy. This is an old rose that is a white rose with a little green eye in the center. And look at those fuzzy little petals on her rose buds. Oh gosh, I love this rose. This one is called Albrighton Rambler. You can see that something has come along and snipped some little bits out of the leaves there. I wonder if it was a carpenter bee. I'm going to tie her to the fence and train her on there a little bit. I mean, it's a rambler, so she'll always look a little bit woolly, but she needs some support, and I think the fence will do nicely. This boxwood is fruiting. I don't know if you've ever seen that, so that's a look of that. And the cardinals love those little fruits. They get in there and pick them out like juniper berries. This Aquilegia is so white. It is called white crystal, and I think that's the perfect name for it because it's just clear as a bell white. Almost blinding optic white. Here's a little verbascum that I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it, but it's white. It's a mullion. Next to it, we have a rose that I think this rose is called Morden Blush. This is another rose that I moved to a more sunny location last year, and it seems to be pretty happy. Yep, Morden Blush. This is white bee balm. I had to hunt this stuff down. I ended up ordering 3 plants from Canada, and 2 of them died, and now it has just filled out beautifully. And then we have a little dwarf cherry tree. This is called Craig's Crimson. She has struggled and struggled and struggled, and I think finally we have a year where she's feeling good, and I've got some cherries. So I may need to cover her in some netting because the squirrels just get crazy about eating and picking fruit off of my trees. So I might need to net her for a short time. And we've got some oregano. This plant has come back for me year after year after year. It is just a champion. And then this beauty, this is called Granny's Bonnet. It's a columbine or aquilegia. I started this little plant, this plant was the tiniest little plug plant when it started, and every year it is just dependable, beautiful display. We're kind of coming to round 2. I end up going through and deadheading this quite a bit, which I did think I was videoing, but I didn't. Oops. But she will continue to set blossoms as long as I cut them out. And I don't let the seed pods develop on her because they're not usually true on these unique varieties, so I don't bother. I've got my vintage pots here. These were both thrifted pots, and I got the terracotta saucers at a thrift sale the other day for $3. I just love the look of lots of white geraniums all collected together, and I think it might be time to come through and prune some of these out, but these geraniums look gorgeous all year. They're such a good investment and so simple. Okay, we got some peonies here and some white impatiens. They're looking a little bit stressed. It's been pretty hot the last couple days, so I may need to run a soaker hose through here and just let them get a deep drink. So these peonies were in a shadier spot, and I moved them over here hoping I might get some bloom for them. This is a lovely pink azalea. This is its 2nd year. 1st year, it barely hung in there. 2nd year, it's looking a little better. I think all of these peonies are Sarah Bernhardt that are here in this collection, and she's a gorgeous light pink. And this is Désirée Parmentier coming right through the fence, rambling and sprawling, which is funny because her description says she is compact and upright, and I don't think that's true. But I love it. I love how she's scrambling along the fence here, intermingling with the boxwood, kind of tumbling over into the peonies. To me, that's much more of a cottage garden look. And we've got some gladiolus here. These are a white variety. I love all these old plant varieties. I know that they're considered out of fashion gladiolus, but I don't care. I'm not much of a trend follower. I just go with what I like. Or white impatiens. These go all the way down. A couple more peonies set in here. And then I do have some David Austin roses interspersed in between. Unfortunately, 4 of the 5 appear to be dead. I'm really hopeful that David Austin reimburses me because they sent me a box of mostly dead roses this spring. It was really unfortunate. They were delivered 5 days late by FedEx, and 9 of my order died. This is a mock orange bush. I love this. This is another old variety that you don't see much of, but my gosh, they're reliable. They're beautiful. They smell incredible. My grandma had one of these at her house, and I just remember sticking my face in this thing when I was little and just, it smells like sweet orange. So I have a few new plantings, and I wanted to show you that I popped them in here. I've got some foxglove. This is Alba, which is an old white variety. It's a pure white foxglove that breeds true. I moved the white crystal aquilegia because it wasn't terribly happy in that dry, hot sun where it was. I've got some new helleborus. They're also called Lenten roses. Mont Blanc is the name, and they have this, they're white, but they have this green little face before they turn white. This rose here is called Woolerton Old Hall. It's stunning. I can't wait for that one to come on. And then over here, on the other side of this little path, we have Earth Angel, which you can see I've pegged in an arch hopefully that will get me some more blossoms. It's a rose training method I'm learning about. We've got David phlox, which is a white phlox, another old cottage garden variety. And another hellebora here called White Diamond. This is a pure white hellebora. There's a foxglove there that we skipped over, and back to my beautiful big Granny's Bonnet columbine. There's a plantain there too that I left in place. And under all those roses along the fence, I have spearmint running through there because it really helps with pests. These little brewer's blackbirds, they're new to our yard. We've got 3 or 4 of them this year, and they are so cute. I thought this was so pretty, the columbine with the roses framing it as I was walking along, looking over the fence into the garden. Again, layers, 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 layers. So important in interior decorating and so important in exterior decorating as this might be. I wanted to give you a little glimpse of my trees. Here's my beautiful Chinese chestnut. Flowers are dissipating on her. There's a locust to the left. And my spent lilac. I'm sorry I didn't get pictures of those blooms because it was beautiful this year. I don't know where May went. Remember those images I showed you of this tree covered in snow? And here I am waiting out the road noise. Thanks for visiting, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon.